I'm Julie, Fei-Fan Balzer, and today we're going to talk about enhanced image tracing, which is a really cool new function from ScanNCut. Now, enhanced image tracing requires two things. The first is you have to have a ScanNCut that's wirelessly activated. The second thing is that you have to have purchased the enhanced image tracing and activated it within ScanNCut Canvas. Now, if you use this, there are a wide variety of things you can do, but I'm going to show you how you can use it with stamps. So I have a bunch of different stamped designs right here, and you can see that I've broken a bunch of the rules about cutting out stamps with your ScanNCut. And one of them is I've managed to get the insides of some of these designs. I've also managed to cut designs that have a lot of large gaps, because with enhanced image tracing you can control what the scanner sees and how things cut out. It's really cool. So let's go ahead and get started. Onto a piece of paper right here, I have two birds stamped. And now I'm just going to secure it down to my mat using my Brother scraper here, and that gets it nice and tight to the mat. Then I'm going to open up the dust cover on my machine and load that in. And now from the home screen, I'm going to choose Scan and Direct Cut. And now I have the choice between the machine or ScanNCut Canvas, and I'm choosing ScanNCut Canvas, and I'll press the Start button. So now that it's finished transferring, we're ready to go to ScanNCut Canvas. So I've opened it up here on my laptop, and I'm going to choose New, because we're starting a new project. And as soon as it opens, I'm going to go up to this button that looks like a scanner, and it's called Image Tracing. I'm going to click on it, and I'm going to say Start Enhanced Tracing. Now remember, you won't see this screen unless you have already purchased and activated the Enhanced Image Tracing. So I'm going to start my Enhanced Image Tracing. I'll select the image from the ScanNCut, and it knows that it's the image that was just sent over. So I simply have to click that button once, and it'll come on over. So there's my image from the ScanNCut. Now I'm going to pull in these red dots here to get right around my image, so that I know exactly what it is I'm looking for. If you want to add one, all you do is click on the line and you can pull it right in. Super duper easy. Now it doesn't need to be super exact. You don't need to get right against it. You want to get kind of close, but don't stress yourself out about it at all. This is just a way of helping the computer to understand what it is you're trying to do, so it doesn't have to read your mind, but in fact can sort of help you with whatever it is that you want. So you can see I'm just sort of playing around, bringing in all of that to where I want it to be. So once I'm satisfied, I'm going to hit Preview, and I am going to be able to see a preview of what the ScanNCut thinks that it's cutting. So you can see in the blue is what the ScanNCut thinks it's cutting. Now I can zoom in so that I can see it a little bit better. And now if I don't like that, that's a lot of stuff that I don't necessarily want, like between the two images. So I can go ahead now and just say, hey, you know what, these are actually two separate images. I don't want them to cut together like that. And then I can hit Preview one more time. Much better. Now there are still a couple little things I want to fix, so I'm going to hit Next. And now I get to adjust the area even more, so I can keep zooming in, zoom in, zoom in, zoom in. One of the adjustments I want to make is I want to be able to get the inside of the crow's feet here. So under this little slider bar, I'm going to click on it, and I'm going to say I actually want the inside also, so I'm going to uncheck that box and say OK. Then this is the minus and this is a plus. So minus means take away. So what I want to do is I want to take away that area in the middle, so you can see I just zoomed in. Now I don't have to be exact, I just need to indicate, hey, take this area away. Or even between the feet here, if I really want to be fussy, I can say, hey, oops, and if I mess up like that, I can just hit the undo button. But I can just say, hey, let's try to do something in here. Or if I decide it's too small, I can leave it alone. Or if I want to add in this extra foot here, I can go ahead and just say, hey, you're missing part of the foot. You're missing part of the foot back here as well. And let's check it out. And you can see how the design here is getting cut off. So I'm just going to say, I want this, please. Then I will hit Preview, and it will show me again with that blue line indicating exactly what I'm going to be able to see. It can be a little bit hard to see what's happening, so you can actually click this eye icon and it will take away your marks, so you can see now the inside here between the crow's legs is coming out. I can see that over here this bird is now going to be whole in that area. I might want to fix up a little bit what's happening in that claw area. So let me zoom in a little bit. You can even erase marks that you've made, and then you can come back in and see what you really want, and then preview it again. So you can mess around with this as much or as little as you want, but you can see you don't have to be super exact. The thing I love about enhanced image tracing is it really allows you to get exactly the scan that you want. So I can see here, if I just click on that eye icon, that everything looks so fantastic. So I'm ready to say, okay, let's do this. Let's cut it out. So yes, I want to paste the image, and now it's going to paste it here onto the mat. So all I need to do at this point is download it, and I will transfer it wirelessly. So let's go back to the machine. So we're back at the ScanNCut. I'm simply going to say okay, and I'm going to click on the transfer button, and it's going to get the file that we just created on the computer, and I can see it right there on the screen. And if we zoom in, I can see exactly what is going to cut out right around my images. Perfect. Now I have some decisions to make. I can decide whether I want to leave it to cut just like this. Do I want to add a margin? Do I want to cut slightly on the inside? Also, some of the inside parts of this bird are going to cut out. Do I want to leave that? Do I want to edit them? I can make all of these decisions. So I think the first thing that I'm going to do is I am going to add a slight outline. Now the one thing that I want you to note, and let's zoom in one more time, is that when I add that slight outline, it actually adds the outline on the inside cuts on the bird, which I don't want. So let me show you my little trick for dealing with that, which is at the next screen, okay, there's this edit button. And what I'm going to do here is I'm simply going to use these jump around buttons to delete out the inside cut, and we'll actually come back for it. So you're gonna have to trust me on this one. And actually I'm going to get rid of the little inside cuts on this other bird as well. And now I have these two files. So I'm going to say okay and cut, and then we're going to do our very first cut. I'm going to say okay now that we finished cutting, and I'm going to hit the back button. I haven't unloaded the mat or anything else, and so all my design work is still there. So now, where before we did an outline distance, I actually want to now bring it in a little bit. Okay, so I'm going to do the same 0.04 the other way, and then I'm going to say okay. And now when we go to the editing, now I want to get rid of that outside outline, so I'm going to trash that. And I actually want to get rid of all of this stuff there, so I'm going to go to the selection tool here, and I want to get rid of all of this right here. Okay, and let's trash all of that. Now we can zoom in, and you should be able to see exactly what we are cutting out now, which is we are cutting out inside the bird's legs and inside of the 2 feet, which is pretty darn cool. So I'm going to say okay, and okay one more time, and now we are ready to cut, and I'll just press the start button. So now I'm ready to unload the mat and get my stamped designs right off. So I'm going to use a spatula tool. Just come right under there. Turned out so good. And then I'm going to go ahead and grab my second bird and pull it off. And again, I can't believe how cool it is to have all those little inside parts cut on out. And that's just so easy when you use enhanced image tracing. So I hope you'll give enhanced image tracing a try. It's a great way to customize exactly what you get when you scan and cut. For more tips, tricks, and tutorials, be sure to visit my blog at balzerdesigns.typepad.com, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and of course, visit the ScanNCut website at ScanNCut.com.